Marvel Star Wars, it's here! Hello the YouTubes, Ash back once again, this time with the review of Marvel's Guardians of the Galaxy, starring Chris Pratt, Zoe Saldana and the voices of Vin Diesel and Bradley Cooper. Now, as I said at the start, this is pretty much Marvel's Star Wars. This is one of Marvel's best films to date. If you saw the video I put up the other day about the Marvel Cinematic Universe, you'll have seen that when this was announced I did a quick look up online of what Guardians of the Galaxy was about, and when I saw that it had a talking raccoon and a big tree, I wasn't too keen. However, the trailers came out and they quickly changed my mind, and now the movie's out, I am 100% invested in the Guardians of the Galaxy universe. My good God, what a ride this film is. In fact, just stop watching now. Go and watch it. Just go, if you haven't seen it already, get your ass out, go and see it. It's fantastic. The premise is, you've got a guy who was abducted from Earth as a kid back in the 80s, and between then and now he's become a sort of an outlaw in space. And when I saw the trailers, I thought he was going to be like one of those bumbling heroes, you know, he has all the best intentions but he keeps messing it up. But not at all. Star-Lord, Peter Quill, he's a badass. He's a genuine hero from start to finish. I'm so pleased they went that route with him. Along the way, he meets up with a few like-minded individuals. Take a bit of persuading, but they eventually get on side. You've got Rocket Raccoon, voiced by Bradley Cooper, who is just a little talking, spitting, crotch-scratching raccoon. He's awesome. And he's helped out by a 12-foot tall tree called Groot, who literally only says 3 words the entire movie, but manages to steal the show several times. How they managed to put so much personality in a tree that says 3 words, I'll never know. Top marks, James Gunn. Brilliant. There's also Dave Bautista, who plays Drax the Destroyer, who's just this massive hulk of a man who takes everything literally, which leads to some pretty funny moments throughout. And of course, the gorgeous Zoe Saldana, who's still one of the hottest women on the planet, even when she's green. I am in love with this woman. She plays Gamora, who is an adopted daughter of the big main villain in the Marvel Universe, Thanos. She decides that she's had enough of being a bad girl. She wants to betray them and join the good side, which is fair enough. The plot revolves around everybody trying to gather this orb. It really is just a MacGuffin, something to try and get everybody in the right place at the right time and keep the story moving. But it doesn't matter, it's not about the quest, it's about these people, it's about how these characters come together and move forward as a team. They even kind of skimp on the bad guy, the main bad guy's Ronin. You don't really find out his motivation or anything, he's just a bad guy for the sake of being a bad guy. And because you've still got the presence of Thanos lingering above him, you know that he's just a puppet really. There's no real threat from him. Don't get me wrong, he's hard as nails, but you just don't care about him. You know that there's something bigger out there, so you're just like, hurry up. Let's just get past this so we can move on. But that really is the only issue I had with the film, is a bit of a weak villain in terms of character, and a few of the main heroes get just a couple of lines to explain their backstory, so you only really get to know Peter Quill. But again, we already know that there's going to be a second one. We know that there's going to be other crossovers coming in the future, so you never know, we might get more backstory for the rest of the Guardians, so I'm not too worried that they brushed over it. Now, on to why this film's so damn good. Rocket Raccoon. My God, he's one of the best characters ever. Now, on to what it was that made this movie so good. Everything. It hits you in the feels right off the bat, and then it tickles your funny bone, and then Zoe Saldana rocks up and it tickles you in other places. But honestly, it's got the lot. It's got action, it's got humour, it's got heart. But the biggest surprise was just how much humour there was in it and how well done it was. There were genuine laugh out loud moments. There was one line I totally missed because I was laughing so hard, and I have a feeling that when I see it again, I'm going to laugh even harder because I'll be waiting to find out what the second part of the punchline was. And I will be seeing it again, I don't care how, but this is a kind of film that you just want to watch over and over again, because you know that there's going to be like hidden Easter eggs around the screen that you just didn't pick up on the first time. I know for one for definite that I missed, because it appears later on in the post-credits sting, which by the way is worth sticking around for, especially if you're a child of the 80s like me. That's such a big grin coming out of this. I haven't even mentioned the soundtrack yet. The soundtrack's fantastic. You wouldn't think it would fit this movie, yet somehow it just slots in perfectly. Guardians of the Galaxy, not the best film I've seen at the cinema this year, but definitely the most fun I've had in the cinema this year. It is fantastic from start to finish. Just could have done it with a bit more work on the villains and a bit more character development for the rest of the Guardians. But really, that is nitpicking on something like this. So having said that, I'm going to go big on this one. It's going to get 5 Academy Awards. I was going to give it 4 because of the villain issue that I have, but you know what? In the grand scheme of things, it doesn't matter. I had a whale of a time and I can't wait to watch this again. And after the piece of poo that was Sabotage, I needed something like this. But now I'm going to go and watch Sharknado 2. So, you know, what can you do? And as always, if you've liked this video, leave a like down below, comment, subscribe, tell your friends, tell your family, but don't tell me mum. I'm talking to you, Brandon and Bradley. I know you were going to tell her the other night. If I hadn't have stopped you, God knows what would have happened.